Residents of Cowpen in St. Catherine took to the streets Monday in protest against the fatal shooting of a man in the area by the police. The deceased has been identified as 24-year-old farmer Shamar Nugent. Nugent was found with multiple gunshot wounds after residents reported hearing what sounded like gunshots on Wednesday, August 5. His mother insists he was not a criminal.
I was told that she was killed by a policeman who we had a grievance with for about 4 years, and they didn't talk, and he was saying that Shimar stole his pig. No, he not saying stole. He said he was the one who transported the meat in his van, because Shimar using little Noah to do buy and selling a cow, goat. And you also transport them for different people. They are treating it as a murder, and they are looking at it and they are taking, to me, what they talk, I don't know if they're actually doing it. I see where, when I talk to them, they say, Indicom will contact me today, and I say, where Indicom has indeed contact me today. As I done, I'll be going there.
Indicom as well as the Portmore CIB are investigating the matter. A Jamaican American woman who was captured by U.S. law enforcement in the island recently has pleaded not guilty to a list of federal charges, including wire fraud and money laundering. Elaine Esco appeared in a South Florida court Monday where she entered the plea in connection with an alleged $32 million COVID-19 relief fund scheme. Federal prosecutors allege Esco and others used fake tax documents, fabricated bank records, and false business information to obtain pandemic relief funds. She has demanded a jury trial. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, KCMC, has signed a working framework with the province of Lecce in southern Italy, paving the way for a formal town twinning agreement. The agreement aims to strengthen cooperation in areas including culture, education, commerce, and institutional development. The document was signed by KCMC by Kingston Mayor Andrew Swaby and President of the Province of Lecce, Fabio Tarantino. It was also ratified by mayors of representatives from several municipalities in Italy. The partnership builds on more than 2 years of cultural and educational exchange between Jamaica and the Italian region. It's time for a break. Stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. The Child Protection and Family Services CPFSA has launched an investigation into allegations of physical abuse involving a 1-year-old Haitian child. The child, who was in state care, sustained injuries to the face. A medical report said the child's injuries were non-accidental. The agency says the matter is being treated with the utmost urgency and has fast-tracked the installation of security cameras at the facility where the incident happened. The CPFSA says it has zero tolerance for child abuse and will take appropriate action based on the outcome of the investigation. The child's mother was recently granted $150,000 bail on humanitarian grounds after appearing in the St. Catherine Parish Court. It's now time for the Business Minute.
A.S. Bryden & Sons Holdings is reporting a significant decline in profit for the first 6 months of 2026, amid softer demand in some of its key markets and a prolonged recovery in Jamaica's tourism and hospitality sector. Net profit attributable to shareholders plunged by 90% to $500,000 from $5 million in the corresponding period last year. Revenue also declined by 6.5% to $281 million in the first half of 2025. For the second quarter, net profit plunged by 88.5% to $300,000. Revenue declined by 6.8% to $139.8 million year over year. The company says second quarter performance was affected by softer demand in the premium beverages and industrial equipment businesses in Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the slow recovery in Jamaica's tourism and hospitality sector. Further afield, someone could become very wealthy later this week. The Powerball jackpot is now worth around $975 million. This comes after no one had the grand prize ticket Monday night. Despite that, some people did collect significant prizes. One ticket bought in Tennessee is worth $2 million. Two other tickets, one in Maryland and the other in California, each worth $1 million. The next drawing is Wednesday night and will be the largest it has been since December. That's when a lucky person in Arkansas took home a $1.8 billion prize. The odds of claiming a Powerball jackpot are roughly 1 in 292.2 million. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Thank you, Prince. It's now time for the top stories from around the world.
In the region, the Bar Association of Guyana is expressing grave concern over reports of internal disputes at the Caribbean Court of Justice, the CCJ. The association says the region's highest court must remain a bastion of justice and that internal correspondence must remain confidential. The comments follow reports alleging that CCJ President Justice Winston Anderson has been accused by fellow judges of authoritarian leadership and attempts to influence cases. The CCJ says the reports lack context and reaffirms its commitment to judicial independence, integrity, and public confidence. And on the international scene, at least 132 people are dead and more than 570 injured following a magnitude 7.4 earthquake in western Colombia on Monday. Emergency crews are racing to rescue people trapped on the rubble as several buildings have collapsed, including parts of a hospital in Cali. The Colombian government has declared a national disaster and deployed soldiers to assist with rescue and relief efforts. The earthquake was centered near west of Bogota, where the shaking was also strongly felt. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aaliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alia. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Midday Sports Report with Jermaine Brown.